Welcome, my Zentangle friends. Today we have a journey of color, and we are going to add to what we've done with our last lesson. This is the third week of February, and I'm so excited to show you this. So last session, the one before this, on week 3, we did this sweet little flower. And now I'm going to add color to my flower. I'm going to use my white pen. I'm going to use my color pencils such as I have in a simple set. Maybe a set of 24 I think would be better. The light blue is an addition that you can use, but you don't have to. I have a darker blue, and I have this pretty electric blue. Use whatever shades you have, and it would be a good idea if you have them in 3. I'm also going to use a soft yellow, a medium yellow, and a hot red for the flower today. Again, use what you have handy. Keep everything good and sharp. Grab your pencil sharpener because you want to keep these good and sharp all the way through the project. And then grab something while you're working to enjoy. Okay. Let's get started, and I'd like to start with the middle. Well, what I'm going to do with the middle is wash a yellow, and there are 3 shades I'd like to show you. On every color pencil you have, there's 3 shades. There's a very light one well, how about if I choose a darker one? There is, and I'm kind of work on the side more than like a pencil. I kind of try to focus more on the side unless I'm getting into a tiny little spot here. So I have the lightest, I have a medium pressure, which gives me a little different shade. And if I really put a bold shade on here, I end up with 3 different shades of red. And so I want to keep that in mind when I am using color on my work. Again, now, let's start in the middle. And I'm going to wash a yellow all over this. Just really carelessly. I don't have to, it's careful, of course. I didn't mean it that way. It's careful, but it's just easygoing yellows. You notice that I did shade this quite a lot. And I'm also going to shade this pretty thing here, but not the total ribbon. Just part of the ribbon. I'm going to shade in 3 areas, the top, the middle, and the bottom of each of these. Again, I'm just using the lightest pressure. Each end and the middle, light pressure, so you can barely see it. Okay, I'm going back with my medium yellow, and I'm going to go in toward the center of these petals with my medium yellow. And I'm pretty heavy-handed because this yellow is pretty hard to see. But what I want is the tips of the petals to keep that soft yellow. And I want the base of each part of this flower, the flower petals, to be soft and the base to be a dark shade. I also am thinking that I want in the middle for that yellow to be pretty dark as well. And now I'm going to come along with my first yellow, and I'm going to kind of wash over the whole thing, which should blend it all in together. I'm leaving a few white bits here and there in this. Oh my goodness, what a pretty rose. This is one of my favorite rose patterns ever, although I like a lot of them. Okay, I need some big color on this. To get some big color, I only want it in the center area. So I'm going to come along in the center of each petal. Sorry, I'm misspeaking. That is getting very hard for me. And I don't mean to do that to you, but what I'm trying to do is here where I have the petal, right at the inside edge. I'm going to use a very dark shade. Now you, oh, look, oh, darn it. Well, it will work. It will be fine. I just broke the tip. I'll have to sharpen that up, or this that I'm trying to show you might not work out as quite as well. Okay, so I want this to really pop, and if I want it to pop, I have to come along here like this and get that dark color in there. Now that I've got it, I hope you can see. Can you see that? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Wash the yellow on here again and spread it out in each of the petals. So you're spreading that dark shade into the petal with the yellow. Do you see how it's changing it all up from light to dark? This is so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's like a sunburst. This is such a small piece, I don't have to worry about turning my work on this. So smooth it around, smudge it around. Ooh, is that pretty? I feel like I want to get a little tiny bit of that red in right along the line here where I make a transition. Just a little tiny bit of that hot, hot red. And then back to my yellow again here. Oh my goodness, did that turn out gorgeous. I hope you like yours as well. There's nothing like wax Prismacolors to make a beautiful, beautiful statement. Now I think that some of these, of the soul flower, should also be yellow. So I'm going to do the same principle. I'm going to put a soft yellow in here, maybe on one or two of them, not all three, that would be boring. So on one or two of them, I'm going to put soft yellow. And then I'm going to get some of that hot red. I'm going to go right to the third color. Get some hot red on this one. I'm going to go right around here like this, and maybe another in the middle, a little bit of hot red. Lay it all on first. Maybe I get hot red in the middle on this, and then the outside of just part of it. You know how this spreads. That's the best part about our wonderful Prismacolor pencils, which I hope you figured out I'm using. I told you I seem to be having a little jet lag today from the trip yesterday and being gone for 2 weeks. Okay, so smooth it in with your first yellow. Just go over the whole piece of that yellow. Go over the red, push the red around. Come up with a whole new color. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so I'm ready for a little more. No, I think I'm ready for another red. How about that? Let's just do white and red. Okay, if I want, and I'll probably bring a third color in here. I'm sorry to tell you. Hope you don't have to scramble. I'm going to get some white all over this. One of these little round things. Dulls it up a bit. So in the end, I may have to get my pencils out again, in order to bring that black back. So now I'm going to go around here with just the red. I washed over the whole thing with the red, and then I'm going to darken just in one corner. Do it again on this one that I did. Going to wash over the whole thing and then push on one corner. Third one here. Go red over the whole thing. Push on just one part of it. Come back with your white. Push it all the way around. Do it on this one too. Push that red in. And let's do this again here on this third one. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, aren't they pretty berries? Okay, I need another color, and I'm going to pull my teal in. I didn't plan on that, but I can tell I'm going to need it on a third one. I only have 2 that I didn't get to color. So what I'm going to do is use the white, because that creates my waxy base. And then I'm going to put this teal color in. Teal all over, and then push on one side. Lightly teal all over, and then push on just one side. So whatever color you're using, that's the same technique. Push, and now push the white, push the dark teal into the lighter teal and the white, and how lovely are those? They're just like blueberries almost. Okay, I'm ready for this Luv-A pattern, and I planned on doing those in my blues. So today I brought 3 blues to the table, and they're good and sharp. And so what I'm going to do is wash over my lightest color. I'm either going to use my light blue or my white, my lightest color. And all I do is get a whole bunch of this soft blue. Like I said, white would do the same. Wash over the whole thing. Circular motion is the best, because you can get into the divot corners. If your paper is white, you may or may not even be able to see this blue. I can barely see it, but I know it's here. Don't have to push real hard, just get a layer of wax on here that has a bit of a tint to it. That's really all we're trying to do. Oh, this is just going to be brilliant. And now my last one here. So pretty the way it stands out. Okay, now grabbing my medium blue, and I'm going to use a medium pressure, and I'm mostly at the base of this pattern and up the 2 sides. Look, just the base where the fold is and up the 2 sides. I really am interested in having the top of this not be too heavy dark. The top of each of these hearts. So the technique is the same no matter what colors you're using. So please know that that's what's important, is the technique. Center base, up the 2 sides. Now that you're getting this medium color on here, I'm sure you can see the light blue a little better. Oh, I just think this is gonna be so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna grab my third dark blue shade. And you could do this with just the two shades of blue. You really don't need this dark one, but I can't help myself. I'm gonna add this right here at the base of these flowers. Right where the fold lines are that we put in here so carefully, and our shading that we put in here so carefully. And then I'm going to go back and grab my lightest color in just a second and blend all three of these together. Oh my gosh, is this going to be pretty? Ooh, everything is always so different when you do color. This is sliding so well. If you've used 3 layers, you will find that your color pencils slide real well. Now that said, if you're not using waxed base color pencils, they may or may not slide quite as well. So, you know, just have patience with yourself. And oftentimes I go to the hobby stores and buy individual colors that I want because I don't always want a whole set. And I just buy the ones that I want to expand my set with. And you can buy individual ones at most hobby stores. Ooh. Okay, grab your lightest blue again and push. Using probably a medium pressure on this, I would suggest, but it's in front of you, so you know how heavy of pressure you want to use. You don't have to use really heavy pressure, but you certainly can. I love the way these colors are all blended so that you can hardly tell that there's 3 different colors going on here. Just lovely. Wow. This really has a wow factor. Wow. It's so pretty. Hey, I forgot that dark blue out here. That's kind of interesting like that, but I still do want it to have the 3 shades. So any color combination that you had wanted would work for this. That's why I didn't take the time to show you the individual names of these colors. Just use what you have. You'll be happier, I think, although I'll be glad to post them if you want me to. You just have to let me know, and I will post the individual what these are. I just don't want you to take your time if you're not interested. Oh, wow, is that gorgeous? Did it turn out as pretty as it can? There, now you can see it, the whole shebang. So I need to get a little more going on in here. I think I just assume stay in the family that I'm using. I want to get a little bit of a darker one here in these ribbons. Ooh. There. If I use my white to blend. Yep. I still do end up with white in the middle, but it's lighter. I mean, the yellows aren't quite as strong when I use it like that. I'd like to go around the outside, and I think something special, maybe like light blue and teal, might kind of keep the teal in the family here. So I think I'll do that. Okay, this ought to be pretty quick. Just run your light blue around. Trying to get a wax base on here. I tell you, this is fun to be together on a, in my neck of the woods, it's a gloomy day. And so it's very nice to spend some time together making something bright and fun. I think you're going to say wow when you're all finished with this. Going around again with my teal on the two sides and in the middle, kind of like we did with the blues and our hearts. Same idea in the middle. And there is so much pigment in the darker colors that you really find you don't have to push hard. Just a nice, easy push. But you're trying to leave the tips alone. That's really what's key here, is leaving the tips light. Medium pressure. Oh, I'm so glad I did use the teal. I would love to see what you choose. Now that I've got that on there, I need to go back around again and blend. And my blue has gotten itself very dull. So I need to sharpen it just a bit. Back to that point. Push that teal blue out into the pretty hearts that we made in the last video. And you should be ending up with a third color. Of course, you can put a little dark blue on here too, but I think I'll leave where I am. And I sure hope you made an extra copy or two of this, so that you might try some other colors if you're sitting around watching TV with somebody and you want to experiment a little more while that somebody watches the game or whatever. Then you got your work in front of you. And everybody's having fun. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Let me get a medium blue wash all over this. I'm going to come along here and just wash around here with a blue shade. This is a medium blue. And I just feel like it's too much white with all this color. So I'm going to get a medium blue in here. Just as easily as I did before. We're going to do one of my favorite things. I love to put wallpaper in. I love to put lines in things like this. So when I've got that medium blue all over, I'm going to use it to put some lines in here. Well, you might say that sounds strange, and truly it does, but wait till you see, and then maybe you'll want to do it too. Some of my earlier color videos, if you go back to them, you'll see some different kinds of wallpaper. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to put some simple lines like it's raining or something. Not too dark. Following along to the outside edge. Yeah. It's just like a very simple wallpaper. You notice I am using the point this time. And that is what I wanted to do with you today. We have one more week of February to go, and then we are finished with this sweet month, and then we'll be getting into some St. Patrick's Day and Celtic fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again, and have a good week. See you soon. Bye.